Okay, so I think we're on the air. It's very hard to tell. Ah, yes. Receiving your content. Well, that sounds like fun. You are live. Okay. Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Supler. We are stuck in our houses, so we've got nothing better to do. I'm Andy Kwan. With me always, Sam Brooks.
I'm Andy Kwan, with me always. I mean, can you just not save words fully anymore? Like, have you just cut out some of your lexicon now?
He's abbreviating his English language now.
Me, Andy, with always, Brooks.
Exactly. That's
also Davis.
Hi. Me here.
We no longer use our full language. We find it easier to communicate if we just cut out random words.
Exactly. We have to save our...
No, you're not doing it right. You say it short, brief, to the point.
Andy's stupid. Mess up, did not.
Exactly.
Hey, I didn't mess up. That's always good.
Small boy, big stupid.
That's not me. I'm not that guy.
Still not
Ninja.
doing it, dickhead.
Well, I'm trying to find the link to our show.
Find link to show.
Yeah, to show so I can post on Twitter and Facebook. But I can't find
That's
a link.
still full language.
Sam, do something.
So, as we all know, it's been a while.
It's been
Last
a while.
show that y'all heard was when all of us, minus Brendan, unfortunately, were in London, the grand old London city, and we were recording a Supler, and we recorded a Brawl together. Was when...
I hate that y'all did that without me. I couldn't wait until next year.
I mean, you were invited, it just didn't work out. Wait, did we invite you? He was invited, right, Andy?
Yes.
I was.
Did you not invite him?
I did. I invited him.
Did you? Because
Yes.
it doesn't sound like that you did.
We did, but he lives in Tennessee. Do you know how far away Tennessee is from here?
But did you
I'm
ask in the
further from New
first
York.
place is the question.
We did in the Super Chat. Like, we're doing a thing.
We?
He's coming.
Who's we?
I don't know.
Who is
We
we?
all did.
Did we? Or did you not do this?
I didn't specifically do it, but other people
Great,
did.
Oh,
way to
your
cut
fault,
out the
Andy.
one guy. Way to cut out the one guy that socially you're never supposed to cut out, Andy.
Oh, that's not what I...
Good job.
That's not what I did. No, that's not...
Yeah,
no.
just
oh,
leave
oh,
out
oh,
the
oh,
one
oh,
guy.
oh,
I see
oh,
how-
oh, okay. Blame Carmine. You can blame him just as much for this.
Oh yeah, sure. Blame the Italian. Yeah, always key to blame other people, aren't you, Andy?
What is happening?
It's never your fault. No,
Where
the superior race.
this is a collective thing.
I'm so disappointed in
yeah,
you, Andy.
We're all very disappointed.
What is going on? I didn't... What? No, what? No, but...
However-
no.
Oh, see, I'm gonna hang you up by your ankles and shake the change out of your pockets.
I don't have
What
any.
change? Doesn't have any.
Pocket
He
change.
spends every penny. He pinches them, in fact.
I was about to say, do y'all not have change? over
This
there?
is all
Goddamn.
fake
No.
news. What are you talking about?
So there's an elephant in the room that we need to address here, first and foremost, before anything else.
That's not nice. I'm always here.
Yeah, good one. So
Yeah.
there's this elephant. Quite big. Quite an
This is
awkward
so
thing to talk
awkward.
about. But we have to do it first, okay? So,
Oh, what's that?
as everyone at home has seen, and how we all know, the latest Super Brawl event, D-Block, it did air, and there was a slight altercation in that show, specifically amongst these two.
Yeah.
I feel like we just need to clear the air. We just need to get it all out in the open. State your words. Make your peace with each other.
I'll let you go first.
Enough. I'll let the loser talk first.
Up yours. That's what I say.
That's it.
Yep.
That's really it.
I
I'll
mean,
put you through
it's
the table,
rigged. The whole
and that's
thing
all
is
you got to
rigged.
say?
It's hard.
Here
The
we
whole
go.
thing is rigged. Like, it was rigged. It's giving me a false sense of security, and then it was like, oh, screw you, Andrew, you big silly goose, and power bomb through a table, you big Egypt. So guess what? I want order, and I want rematch, and I want it now.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
You know what, Andy? Since I'm such a giving champion, I can promise you a match in the future.
Hooray!
If you could run the gauntlet.
What gauntlet
If
are you
that's even
talking
possible
about?
in the game. I want you to run the gauntlet if 2K20 allows the game to happen.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
they don't.
If they don't, well,
Of course
crap.
they
No,
don't.
they don't allow gauntlets, I'm afraid. They can barely
Well,
allow full graphics and like stuff without breaking. Like they're definitely not gonna offer
It
gauntlets.
can barely give you a game, for goodness sake.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, then there goes that little bit of fun. Thanks, 2K.
Bye-bye, fun.
Well, now how about this? All right, you want a
Well-
match with Davis? We'll give you a match with Davis. All right.
Like, so, yeah, definitely with Davis.
With Davis, you want a match with Davis? Yeah, Andy.
Yes, I want a match with Davis.
All right, you'll get a match
So-
with Davis then.
Good.
Splendid.
Wonderful.
That'll
Can't
happen at the
wait,
next
Andy.
show. Exactly.
I can't
Well,
wait. It's
I
gonna be
say
fun.
I say it'll happen at the next show. It'll happen at the show after the next show because the next show, I'm pleased to announce, is a jobbers only event.
That is going to be amazing.
This event, which shall be known as Safety Dance,
Yes.
is a beat the clock gauntlet event ending in an elimination chamber for the Jobbers Championship.
Question: is this the
Ooh.
old elimination chamber or the new one that looks like a jungle gym?
I think
I-
it's the old
like
one
the
that
new
looks
one.
good. I'm pretty sure I said it to be the old one.
Good.
I like the new chamber.
So, well, I mean,
I
the
don't
old
like
chamber's
the
good
mats
as well.
on the outside. That's the
It
only
does
thing
look
I
a bit
don't
like a
about it.
jungle gym, but nah, never mind. That is the new chamber. We have the old chamber, and that will be our main event of Safety Dance. Super Brawl Safety Dance. We can dance if we want to.
We can leave our friends behind because
And
we're
we have
stuck
done
inside.
that.
Because we're all
Turn
just
down
stuck
that,
inside.
They ain't no friends of mine.
Just stay inside and do the safety dance. Please, just stay inside. No, seriously, just stay in.
Do 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 do.
Do. And
So
if
yeah,
your friends go,
that'll be edited and that'll be coming out soon. So look
what
forward to that. There is content during this grand lockdown the world is in right now.
yeah. So should we address this? Because I feel like we need to.
Might as well. Might as well
Yeah.
address what's like changed, because as far as I'm aware, there's been some pretty big changes in how wrestling is happening now.
So essentially, if you have been living under a rock, good, because that's probably one of the safest places you could be right now. Yeah, the coronavirus. This is a thing. I feel like when we went to London, it wasn't really a big thing at the time, and this was.
It was
in...
around, and we were concerned, but nothing was really prevalent in the United Kingdom at that time.
that we know of.
That we knew of, but now,
Good God
it's
Almighty!
gotten so much worse.
If you told me a month ago we would have to be stuck in our houses, we can't go to work or work from home. If you go outside, you're going to be fined or arrested or something. And then to top it all off, every day Boris Johnson will be on my television telling me to stay inside. I would have been like, this is terrible. This is the worst thing ever. Oh my God, what the hell? And now I'm just like, it's life. Like,
Now we're living the worst possible timeline imaginable.
cool. And I mean, I was talking to Kim last night about this, and we were both like, have we just got used to this? Is this life now? Is this it? Like, is this the way? Is this the way the world's
I mean,
gonna be?
I'm not gonna front, like, if given the choice, I wouldn't have gone outside anyway. Like,
Yeah.
if it was no
True.
quarantine, I'd quite happily stay indoors because I am what the lads call an introverted fuck. So going outside has always been very hard. Now I don't have to worry. I can just go insane in the comfort of my own home and not have to talk to people because people suck.
Yeah, and yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, like,
It means I get to talk to you now.
there's been many things in life that have happened. I did something. Should I tell the world this? I don't know. Is this a thing I should tell? I should
I have
probably.
no
want
idea
to.
what the fuck you're talking
I
about.
should probably ask him first.
What are you? What? If you have to even ask you a series of questions before saying something, you probably shouldn't say it.
Wait a minute. Do you not know about this?
Now about what? You've literally said nothing. I have no idea what you could possibly be talking about.
It was something that
I'm only guessing.
It was something that I
You've
did.
given no clues as to what this is. I know it's something personal, but I don't know what you do every day.
Oh no, this was
Did
like.
you flush a hamster down the toilet? What did you do?
This is something that I did the other day.
I know what you did.
Very specific.
Oh, I know what you did. You finally got you some Yeezys.
Oh, yay, good.
No,
I don't know why you have to
Kim
about that.
Kim got me some Conor McGregor Reebok shoes, which I can't walk in because I'm stuck inside, which is the ironic thing.
Hang on. Conor McGregor Reeboks.
Yes.
Conor has shoes? I did not know that.
Yes.
Do they make you beat up old people?
No.
They
Do they
don't.
make you throw chairs at buses?
No.
No. Hey, hang on. It wasn't a chair. It was a guardrail. You know that.
Yeah, get it right.
Oh.
Jesus.
You threw a guardrail at a bus with people on it.
Exactly.
Does it make you throw a guardrail at a bus?
No, it doesn't make me want to fight.
Then what's the point of the shoes?
What is the why? How are they Conor McGregor shoes then? Do they make you fight good?
Basically,
Hang on. Do they make you fight at all?
I don't know.
If so, Conor needs a pair.
Cool.
They're orange at the bottom
Oh.
and they're black. So like I don't know. I think they were designed by Conor McGregor or they paid Conor McGregor to put his name on it. I don't know. One of the two.
They look pretty dope. This is what I'm looking at.
I'm awaiting confirmation if I'm allowed to discuss this on the show or not.
Oh my fucking! All right. Whilst you get confirmation on that, how about we look at the fucking chat
Yes.
because we're awful people and we haven't looked at that yet. In the chat, have a little gander down there. Have a little type if you're here with us as we record right now. Stussy says, "Welcome to the Supla. Plan on watching the new season of Dark Side of the Ring." There's a question.
I have been watching it. I've been waiting on the show to come back since last year. It's still really good.
This one is it had either an episode or a couple episodes about the Chris Benoit situation, did it not?
Yeah, and it pretty much didn't really talk about much more.
Sorry, I ran downstairs.
No, you're not. Sorry.
To say the thing so basically, I proposed to my girlfriend.
Oh, this thing.
This thing? No big deal. You big idiot.
But you didn't specify at all. When you brought it up, you were like, "Oh, I have a thing, but I don't know if I can talk about it. Am I able to talk about it? Because you clearly know what I'm talking about, despite giving no hint of what it is I'm talking about."
Fair point. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dickhead.
Sorry. So, I proposed to my former girlfriend.
Well, she's not your girlfriend anymore.
It makes it sound bad
Badly
when you
did
say
it go?
former girlfriend.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry.
technically,
I'm sorry that it ended that way.
No, you idiot. No, technically, she isn't my girlfriend anymore because she is now my fiance. She said yes, and does everyone want to hear how I proposed to my fiance?
Oh yeah, now
How did you do it, Andy?
Yeah, please go for it. This
Okay.
is a wonderful story. Lads at home, or ladies at home, or anything in between, take notes.
You're gonna love
this.
this.
Is how you do it. You're gonna love this shit.
Take notes, fam. Take some notes. So, my original plan was we were going to take a trip to Dublin. It was going to be last week, but something, I don't know, some sort of virus or something is a thing, and it's
The beer thing.
allegedly cancelled my trip.
Allegedly cancelled, or did it cancel?
It completely cancelled my trip. So
It allegedly cancelled.
did I say
Jesus
did I
Christ.
say allegedly?
I'm trying to use big words.
Yes.
I didn't mean to say
I'm trying
that.
to use big words.
I'm trying.
This alleged virus may or may not have allegedly disrupted my proposal plans. Allegedly. Fucking Christ.
So, I'm getting married, by the way. That's insane.
Or any of us.
Before any of you. So
Oh God.
so basically, what happened was that gets cancelled, and essentially, like, I had to think of a new plan. I was like, crap, I can't. I've got to think of plans. It's like, I'll do it in Lincoln, and then
It's big brain time, lads. What is the big brain gonna come up with?
and then I was like, can't do it in Lincoln.
Think.
So, I was like, I've got to do this in the house because Kim has to stay indoors. She can't leave. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do something crazy.
Oh, I know what you did. Can I say?
Please don't give it
I
away.
know. Okay, so you got the bed all nice and prepared. You had like a load of candles, a load of like rose petals and everything. You had like wonderful music. Maybe you got a diffuser. You got some nice scents in the air. It was all very romantic. You cooked her favorite meal.
Uh-huh.
You got down on one knee and everything was brilliant. Is that how you did it?
Nope.
Fucking Christ.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How?
No, okay.
How,
If anyone at home was thinking of a like typical romantic setting with just the most grandest gestures, think otherwise, because this genius had his own plan. Please tell the world.
I had. No, you're making it sound bad. So
I mean, I did nothing, sir. I just proposed a scenario that would have been typical of anyone with romantic intentions.
hey,
outside the box.
Yeah, I thought outside the box. Yeah, I didn't do the stereotypical shit.
Been over this. You're not allowed to go outside.
Yeah,
can't go
exactly.
outside.
Don't go outside. It's evil, right? So, okay. Basically, when I play on my Xbox, Kim sort of just gets on with her own thing, right?
Wait, what's the Xbox got to do with this?
It's just bear with me, okay? So
Just hold on. This is the hook,
basically,
all right?
right,
The Xbox
so-
is the hook to this story.
So basically, what I
The
did.
Xbox helped him out.
So, basically, what I
It
did
was the wingman, wasn't it?
was
Yeah.
I popped open my copy of WWE 2K19, not 20, because that thing's broken. I then created an arena, right?
Uh-huh.
And hey, this is nice. I put like love hearts everywhere and stuff. I then
Love hearts.
made, like I've made my character, and Kim made a character on there. So I basically did a match with a random person, and we both come down to the ring, right?
Ooh.
And then in
Stop
the
smiling
ring,
In
while
the
you
game.
tell-
In the
tell
game.
Story, man.
and then in the ring, it was like, Kim, will you marry me? And normally Kim doesn't even pay any attention to what I'm doing on my Xbox unless it's like, I don't know, something particularly interesting. And I was trying to be subtle about it, but I was like, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at it.
Trying to be subtle. That eventually just turned into, hey!
Hey, and
Look over here.
and then beforehand, she wanted to watch telly. And I'm like, can I play on my Xbox? She was like, I guess. And then I was like, do something else. Do your university work. Do something else. I wasn't being very subtle. And then she sees the ring. And then I pull out my own diamond ring.
Is this in the game?
No, this is in real. We're in reality now.
Oh, okay. Now we're in the realm of reality. Okay.
Yeah. So then I get down
Oh crap,
on
when
one
did this
knee.
happen?
I get down on one knee, do my thing.
Do your thing.
You
Do
did-
your thing.
I
What thing did you do?
ask her to marry me.
Right.
She said yes. And just like that, I now have a fiance, and I am now Kim's fiance as well. And we will be getting married in a couple of years, because who knows what this coronavirus will do. So yes, we are now engaged. So
Congratulations, Mazel Tov.
thank you. I have never been
Way
more
you did
nervous.
it, leaves a lot to be desired, but you
Well-
gave it your all, and I'm very happy for you.
Well, the thing was, I didn't have a lot of other options because we were
You had to work with what you had.
exactly.
See, 2K finally did something good after forever long. It's been a
yes.
long time since they actually made their fans happy.
Yes. I won't tweet.
argue 2K19 was very good.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I'll do is once this virus hopefully goes away at some point, we'll go back to Dublin and we'll probably do something a bit nicer or something. But
Will you bring your copy of 2K19 with you
No.
so you can propose in Dublin
No.
via the game console?
No.
He's gonna set the game down like
Oh,
Roman Reigns' fist pad and put his knee on it,
Christ.
and then he's gonna propose.
Kim, look away. I just need to set up the television and the Xbox and the copy of 2K19.
But we're in Dublin, Andy.
Yes, but ignore
No,
that. Do something else.
No,
Look out the window.
Now you hear stuck.
But basically, yeah.
Drops
I just had to work with what I had to work with. I just didn't know what else to do because I could have just done it in a boring way, but I was like, what would
Oh,
be...
this definitely wasn't boring.
Well, there
no.
you go then. There you go. Mission accomplished. I am a
Exactly, yeah.
genius.
Exactly. The future generations should really take notes on the way to approach this properly.
Look, she thought it was nice, so I win.
And that's all that's necessary. Stussy in the chat says, "Congrats, Andy. I've been watching the Supla for years, and it's really cool to see how far you've come from the streak and all of the jokes about the streak."
Yeah. I can't remember who texted me, but somebody texted me saying, "Oh my God, this time 3 years ago, you had that awful thing," and yeah, so
The streak.
you could say that I waited for the right person to come along.
And break it.
Wow.
You could. That would be entirely. No, I'm just messing with you. I ain't gonna be that much of an ass.
So yeah.
Yes, congratulations
Thank
are
you.
due. Everybody say something nice to Andy for once.
I'm proud of you, Andy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm proud of
You're
you.
not a ninja. You're not a ninja after all.
Yeah, you're actually a pretty decent dude.
Thank you.
But enough of that shit. You're
Oh.
a fucking idiot. Now let's fucking.
Fucking 2K19, man. Really?
That was good. He had to work with what he had, and admittedly, he had fuck all. He could have done it in FIFA, but that's not a very creative
Just send a
game.
text at that point. Just
But anyway,
and she leaves you on red.
we're happy to be here.
What just happened to Andy's boy?
I don't know. He was off in a little box, and then he popped out. Who knows? But anyway, fucking because of all of this
Like he ran
COVID
away
shit.
from the mic.
Hello.
Yeah, 'cause your laugh was very quiet, and now you're very loud, so that's perfect. But because of all of this COVID shit, WWE have taken, and AEW actually, have taken a unique measure in ensuring that they can produce weekly content whilst also being sensible and not spreading this virus around. Brandon, do you know what they've done?
I do. Do you know
What?
what they have done?
I definitely know what they have done. How about you tell us?
They have been holding empty arena shows. Not empty arena matches, but empty arena shows.
It's
For the
been
entirety.
so weird. What is it? It's been like 2 weeks, I want to say. 2 weeks of empty arena shows?
It was like 3, but yeah, the 2 sounds right.
Might even be 3.
Granted, I mean, but WWE have been doing the same thing, but I feel like AEW, their approach to it has been better. Like,
Well, let's have a rundown, shall we?
Okay.
So, as far as I'm aware, WWE have made it a plan to tape all of their shows, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, 205, and fucking WrestleMania. They've
They're apparently
decided to
taping that
tape it.
today.
Yeah, apparently throughout this week and the next couple of weeks, they're taping it all in the Performance Center with a special setup and everything. No audience, no crowd or anything. But the wrestlers come out and cut promos anyway, and then they wrestle matches anyway. But there's no background noise at all. It's so awkward and so weird. And yet the WWE have had this golden segment wherein Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think this is actually for the 16th of March.
God,
316.
that was so funny.
Yep. He came out in the main event. It's so weird because some of these wrestlers are coming out and you associate a massive pop with their theme music, like Jeff Hardy and Stone Cold. When Stone Cold comes out, there's nothing. It's just his theme music, and I'm like, this is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. This isn't how it should be. But he comes out, and he's
That's how I did
he
Stone
always-
Cold's entrance when I went to Access.
right. It was weird then, and it's weird now. It's actually Stone Cold as well. Not just some
Yeah.
random dude doing it. It's fucking Stone Cold Stephen Austin coming out to the ring. And he always does the promos where he asks people like, if you think he's a son of a bitch, give me a hell yeah. And then all the crowd says hell yeah, as we know. Except this time
it was one
there's
person.
no one to do it except Byron Saxton.
It was so
You wanna know what 316 is all about? Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
What?
Stone Cold just looks at him in the most cringy way.
Just the initial question.
Stone Cold just like, what?
The initial
It seemed like a
question,
legit one.
He asked it the first time, and they just cut to the empty chairs, and no one said anything. It was fucking hilarious. And then Byron Saxton, like the goofy he is, he just stands up at the commentary desk, and he just goes, hell yeah! It's amazing. So in a way, it's awkward and it's cringe, but I mean, I got to applaud him in a weird way for them sticking their guns.
It was like a live YouTube video.
Yeah, it's impossible to think about, like, because you've always associated wrestling with having crowds, unless it's a bumfuck of nowhere indie show featuring Colt Cabana. But
No, Colt Cabana's in AEW now. Take that back.
Oh, it only took him like 12 years. Brilliant.
Jesus.
Scatty Goldman.
Speaking of AEW, though, I've seen clips. I'm dipping my toe further into the pool. I'd say my ankle's in there now. We've got Matt Hardy there, and we've got fucking Luke Harper, Brody Lee there.
Yes.
So I'm like, And we have Lance Archer there now, so I'm even further like, I see. But they've been doing a lot more experimental things. Andy, why don't you take the reins on this part?
Okay, so what AEW decided to do was they originally came up with the camera angle as well of facing the stage, so you can't actually see any of the seats. So it's sort of like, for the most part, you can't see any of the empty seats. They've put a lot of dark lighting, so you can't actually see the arena that well. Also, what they've done is they've got, to replace the crowd, they've got various wrestlers. So they've got all the faces on one end and all the heels on the other side. And essentially, they've kind of been filling the gap where you would find the crowd noise. And it sounds shit, I'll be frank with you. It sounds on paper terrible. But for whatever reason, they've made it work. Look, I haven't seen this week's AEW yet. But last week's one, certainly, they made it work. Like, they entwined it with storylines and stuff like that. Especially with, like, SCU and the Dark Order. They had Kip Sabian and Colt Cabana start a rivalry by doing that. They even kept MJF on screen by taking bets throughout the show. They're trying to incorporate it as much as possible in a clever way than rather just, there's nobody here, LOL. Like, they're actually trying to do something. Because my problem with WWE is that they, until Raw this past week, you could just see the empty chairs and stuff. And my thought was, why do you have the chairs? Just get rid of them. There's no need for them being there. What's the point? Like, no one's going to sit in them. Why did you spend all that time setting it all up to have no one sat in it?
Maybe people are sitting there, Andy. The ghosts are getting comfortable.
They're not, damn
It's
it.
little Jimmy. It's little Jimmy and his 50 million friends. Decided to fuck up the event.
Little Susie, little Johnny, little Bobby, Raul.
What?
Yeah,
It's
Everybody.
exactly.
it's just strange to me.
But the weird thing is, right? AEW,
Yes.
their roster, I'm gonna say, is not as big as WWE's, but that's a bold statement anyway, because WWE have signed hundreds of people.
8,926 people to be precise, yes.
Exactly. So AEW definitely has a smaller number than that, and yet they have the initiative to put faces and heels like in the crowd doing stuff. Even if it was only for like a couple of weeks, they did that. The amount of people they have at the performance center alone, like training and everything, people that aren't even appearing on NXT yet, because they're that new, they're that fresh. They're filming these from the performance center.
But
where are the trainees? Where are the people?
Are they allowed to be there under the quarantine rules in Florida? I don't know if there are quarantine lockdown-esque like rules in Florida. Because if they could only have specific people there, then I would imagine that's probably the reason why. It's like,
well, yeah, key personnel and everything. But if AEW can do what they did, why can't WWE? What's the difference? Does it like vary by state? Is there different jurisdictions as to where they are in Florida?
Brendan, you're American. Is this how it works? Different states are doing different things.
Yeah, like I think San Francisco and California, like I think that they're, I think I saw something recently about them having like a 24-hour lockdown or something like that, or maybe 72 hours. But that was just for San Francisco, if it even really happened. Other places, they're just like, oh, hey, you're a non-essential worker and shit, which WWE clearly, well, really isn't. Then you're, more requested to stay home. But I'm guessing that's still in different places of the country, because that's how it is here. So if you work in a grocery store or with, like, food, you got to be out. But let's say you work at GameStop, you got to go home.
Yeah.
And just stay there for a while.
Like over
and
here.
Stussy says in the chat real quick, they say, apparently WWE also wants the production crew to make as little noise as possible during shows. And they've even told them to not breathe as heavy. I don't know what the idea is behind that. Like, do they just want us to ignore the fact that there are people filming this thing, despite the amount of times they get fellow camera operators like in shot when they're filming the wrestlers? I don't get, what are they trying to do? It seems very confused at the moment. And sure, yeah, it's a time for confusion and everything, but you're like one of the biggest companies like in the world. You've been running the game on wrestling for the last few decades. How do you not have like some sense of what to do?
Well, think of who's in charge.
I mean, yeah, it's a question we've been asking in like various instances for years now, but I don't know if it's. I don't want to constantly compare it to AEW because AEW is fresh and new and has different people at the helm. But if someone else can do it, why not the biggest dog in the game? Like, am I crazy?
No, I think it's. But I mean, this comes down to another question where I'm sort of on the fence about it. Should AEW and WWE just stop? Like,
stop producing events, and that leads into the title: should WrestleMania be postponed?
Yeah, because there's days where I'm like, it's nice to watch this stuff because it takes you out of reality, and I get WWE's logic being like, hey, we're here to entertain you. This is a sense of normality. Let's just keep going. But then on the other hand, I couldn't give a shit like about wrestling at this point. Like, there are far bigger problems than anything to do with wrestling. And when
this is the question that you have to ask, really. Like, is the product, the stuff, the content they're producing, is that like being downgraded? Is that somehow worse than them not producing anything? Bearing in mind, it couldn't have happened at a worse time, being the build for WrestleMania, the biggest show, which is apparently only now, 36 years in, only now, big enough to go across 2 nights.
I actually...
They're doing it on Saturday and Sunday, and Wrestle Kingdom have done this before, and so many other people have done this before, and I just think, why didn't they do this sooner? Everyone always complains about how long WrestleMania is, and for whatever reason, they've decided to have Rob Gronkowski host the show, in which point I'm like, whatever, the WrestleMania host never does anything anyway, so fuck it, right? But over 2 nights, there's good and there's bad. But good thing is that they've decided to do it over 2 nights. Obviously, due to the quarantine thing, they can't have too many people in at the same time, which is probably the only reason why they're doing it over 2 nights, is so they can spread out the personnel a bit better.
Yeah.
And think about who's on the card, all right?
Yeah,
when I say to you Goldberg, right? When we think about Goldberg,
oh yeah,
what do we think of when it comes to Goldberg? We think spears. We think jackhammers. We think quick
Fireproof
matches.
skin.
We think fireproof skin. We think the crowd, the hundreds and thousands of people chanting Goldberg.
oh.
I still always thought that
Ever
was recorded,
seen?
though.
I mean, probably, but even if it was recorded, they couldn't get away with playing it because there's going to be no one in the crowd. There's going to be no crowd. How awkward
They still
is
do it.
Goldberg coming out to just no fucking reception at all? He won't even have the fucking security guards because there's a quarantine of having too many people. It will just be him and one dude.
If he did, then they'd be 6 feet apart from each other, so you wouldn't even really see
Exactly.
anyone except the ones behind him.
This is so
There'd be no
bizarre.
one to pop for him. There'd be no one to chant for him. It would really just be him coming out, and that's it. That takes away like half of his character. It's like Stone Cold coming out with no pop. It's awkward.
Yeah.
It's weird. It
That's-
shouldn't happen. There are laws within wrestling. Certain wrestlers get massive crowd reactions. Certain wrestlers get certain chants every single time they come out. When you take that away, it exposes the faults in the fucking thing.
Like,
You just think, oh, maybe Goldberg coming out to no crowd and no hype maybe makes him look like a bit of a fucking dork.
yeah, and the problem, the issue that I have, yeah, can you? I've got a point, but I'm just picturing it now, right? There's the pyro goes off, and then all you hear is him sort of blah 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 blah, blah like punching the air like a
Oh,
doofus.
God, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, and then you just like
Can't wait to hear
Breathing
that
heavily.
because he's knackered after 2 minutes. I mean, talking about telling people not to breathe heavy. This is going to be impossible.
That's part of his entrance.
now. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Smoke
Yo,
out his nose.
What if he gets hit with the fireworks and he just starts? What if he gets hit with the fireworks and he starts going, "Fuck, that's kind of hot," and you actually hear it over the
Ah,
music.
shit.
I got me in the eye.
And then like two minutes into the match, he's gassed. He's like, oh my god, oh Jesus.
Take it home, Roman. Take it home.
my
Well, wrap
problem,
this up, man.
my problem with this as well is like WrestleMania for me is a spectacle. It's the pyro. I love pyro. There's no.
we know,
Oh
we
my
know.
god, I love pyro. I have a weird thing for pyro.
It's a
And
fetish. The
Not
word
like
is
that, you
fetish,
sick
Andy.
bastard. So anyway, the point is that the problem I have is if you can't make it a spectacle, if you can't make it this grandiose, larger than life thing, what are you gonna do? Like just have, I don't know, streamers or a guy holding a fucking a sparkler going pew 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 pew. Like I don't.
Fucking party cannons
Yeah.
held up by the performance center people.
It's stupid.
Oh God! Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, it's the performance center. Holy shit!
Like what are you
They
gonna
don't
do?
have fireworks there. Do they even have smoke?
So can you imagine Goldberg
They
coming
make
out
serious
with
smoke.
no crowd, no pyro? What is he gonna do?
Like,
It's just
like, do they
him
at-
standing
do they
there
at
for
least
2
have
minutes
smoke?
and then going, punching nothing with no pyro behind him at all.
But do they have smoke at least? Because NXT at least has that. At least you'd hear a
Still
when he does his
dumb.
punches and kicks.
I don't know.
Quickly, surround Goldberg with dry ice. No one will notice.
Yeah, don't burn him like you did Triple H.
Oh Lord. Here's my other thing, and I'll say this, right. Let's pretend that we are in a parallel universe. Coronavirus doesn't exist, or I don't know, a vaccine's been created. Would anyone care about this WrestleMania? Because
I mean,
I didn't give a
yeah.
damn before, and I certainly don't care now. So.
Oh, hold on. There's a couple of like matches on the card that are actually like I'm interested in. Let's actually get the card up because as far as I'm aware, we don't actually know the full show yet.
Because I mean, Wikipedia basically has listed all 13 matches.
Oh, 13 isn't as many as there have been in the past.
Yeah, and it's
There have been like
supposed to
14
be,
and
like,
15 in the
16
past,
matches
like
this year.
okay.
yeah, in the last like 5 years there have been like 14 or 15 matches. So
Very-
13 isn't really
There's
that bad.
supposed to be 16 though.
Yeah,
so
but yeah,
I'm happy for only 13.
There's probably going to be more, but split over
They
2
don't
nights.
need more.
I
WrestleMania's
know.
already a fucking work shift.
So, okay, looking at the card, the only matches that I remotely think could be good: Edge and Orton,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Owens and Rollins,
Mm-hmm.
and just for shits and gigs, Undertaker, AJ Styles, just to see if.
In a fucking boneyard match.
What does that mean?
I
By the way,
don't
why
know.
they do this and it seems like Undertaker's back to being the American badass. Like, why a boneyard match now? I'm surprised they didn't bring
get it.
back the
This
last
is-
ride match.
You can't have a
Or
character.
chain match.
You can't have a character called the Undertaker being like bong, bong, like during this whole horrible crisis. How inappropriate and awful would that be? The one time that they need motorcycle, keep on rolling, Undertaker is now. Like he cannot.
I'm digging holes and taking souls across the world.
Like no, Taker. You can't.
I'm surprised he can take a night out of his busy schedule at the moment.
Oh, Jesus. The point
He's
is,
very
Because he
busy
does
right
it
now.
now.
God Almighty, Jesus. The point
Oh,
is,
no, hang on. There are a couple of matches you're missing out here. Rhea Ripley vs. Charlotte Flair is going to be great. Brock
Okay.
Lesnar vs. Drew McIntyre. Goldberg vs. Reigns. Lynch vs. Baszler. Cena vs. Fiend.
no.
I'm so tired of Becky Lynch at this point.
Okay, hang on.
I
Is-
like her,
is-
but I'm
can we
tired
just-
of her.
Can we just pour out a 40 for Drew McIntyre? Can we just
In
pay
what
a moment of
context?
silence there? Because this guy has had such a build behind him. When he eliminated Brock in the Rumble, everyone went nuts. When he won the Rumble, everyone was so excited. He's been like built up to be the guy to finally beat Brock Lesnar and be the guy to take it. And it's going to happen in front of no fans, no cheers, nothing. That's gotta fucking suck. That's gotta be terrible. I don't want that to happen to him. If anything, I think WrestleMania should be postponed and then have it so that these moments, these matches, can be fulfilled in a way that enhances the story. Because we can all have a joke about Goldberg standing still for 2 minutes in no pyro. But when you think about the quality of these matches and the impact that the crowd has on these moments, like, imagine WrestleMania 30 without an attendance. Imagine Daniel Bryan doing everything that he did that night with no crowd. Like, imagine Stone Cold versus The Rock, any of them, without a crowd. Imagine Hogan versus Rock without a crowd. It's
Well, they
inconceivable.
definitely wanted to turn on the Rock at that point then.
But the point is, the crowd has such a massive impact on matches and everything, and we're going to see so many cool matches happen, but they're going to be half of what they're supposed to be, because no one is going to be there to enhance the situation. So, oh yeah, Drew beat Brock. He finally did it. He was coronated, but no one was there. Roman Reigns beat Goldberg, and it was a really cool 2-minute match, but no one was there. Becky Lynch versus
Nobody
Baszler.
booed through the entire match. Like,
Nobody
they
booed. Becky Lynch versus Baszler. Very high-profile women's match. Probably going to be amazing. I love Baszler. I love Lynch's. Yeah, I get what you mean, Brendan. Getting kind of tired, but Baszler will probably win, and
Yeah.
it will be amazing. But no one will
Definitely.
be there to make it cool. The Fiend's entrance? How is that going to work? The crowd makes that entrance.
I mean, they could
Like-
definitely make it more like a horror movie if they shoot it right.
I mean, yeah, but they're not going
It's
to.
kind of terrifying.
We've seen what happens when they
I'll-
try to do
I'll-
horror like pre-shot, and we got Randy Orton being pinned by a fridge. Remember that?
Oh God, yeah.
That was pre-taped.
Why don't they just rip off Lucha Underground?
I don't fucking know. There's a lot of why don't they?
Underground
Why
plays
shouldn't
out like
they?
a real TV show.
Okay,
Like, there's a lot of why don't they just do this? But
Why
I
don't-
really think WrestleMania should be postponed at this rate
Yeah.
because none of these matches are going to have the impact that they're going to have.
'Cause-
Especially Edge versus Orton. That's the most, like, that's a blood feud going on right now. And nothing from the crowd at all.
No.
You're not going to get the massive pop for Edge coming back at Wrestle fucking Mania in a very high profile match against Randy Orton. No crowd.
They probably won't be able to show highlights of this one anymore either. Like, it's probably going to be the WrestleMania they try to sweep under the rug.
It's gonna be weird.
Uh-huh.
And the problem I have is, okay, allegedly, scientists are saying that if this virus acts like other coronaviruses, by around August it should dip, or hopefully go away for good. I'm doubtful that's a thing, but at least drop off the face of the earth for a bit is fine. Using that logic, why don't you just cancel SummerSlam, move this event to where SummerSlam is, and do that? Just stop wrestling from now until August. If you have to put something on, put on classic WrestleManias from now until, I don't know how many weeks is from now until August. Probably, what was it, 12-ish weeks?
24.
A lot.
24, alright.
Too many.
Okay.
12 weeks from now is the middle of June.
Alright, so it'll be about 24 then. Put on 24 WrestleManias every week in some form or fashion. Bet on where Raw is, a bit on where NXT is, a bit on where SmackDown is. Don't put the whole
They have
bloody
so
thing
many
on.
original contents as well. They have the 24 series. They have the Monday Night Wars documentary. They have the Ruthless Aggression documentary.
They've got
They
like
could be
bullets.
showing all this stuff to get people to buy the network.
Yeah.
The Stone Cold
Right.
podcast.
you've got like a backlog of what? Over everything to ever exist. This isn't AEW is royally shafted here because they've only got 6 months
Right.
worth of stuff. I don't understand, like, from
But because they're new, they can get away with it, and they don't have
Yeah.
a WrestleMania to build to.
But
They're
I-
fine doing what they're doing.
yeah.
No, they
I-
was building to what? Some regular pay-per-view? And then
Blood
they
and guts,
canceled
right?
that.
That is supposed to be
it was just going to be a random pay-per-view.
that's supposed to be a random not random. It's supposed to be a AEW Dynamite special. They try to do these as almost like in your house style things we don't have to pay for. The thing is, why don't you just, for the sake of the people on a human level, for the sake of the people on the WWE roster, to save them from flying into Florida every single bloody time, because Ray's been quarantined, Dana Brooke's been quarantined, I've just read Daniel Bryan's just been quarantined because he has an underlying health problem. For the sake of these people, just don't put on any events. I'll be sad if they have to do it, but could you imagine in August, where you start selling the tickets again, you could sell out any stadium on the entire planet, and as long as everyone has the all clear and we're all good to go outside again and whatever, could you imagine the size of the building that you would need to ensure all the fans could be there? Because if suddenly there's going to be a boom, like literally, like with everything, people are going to be like, oh my god, I can go outside, I can go to the shops again, oh my god, I can go to Greg's and buy a sausage roll, holy shit, I can, oh my god, I can go outside, I can go to a cafe,
I can go to the pub. I can go to the pub and watch a sporting event.
I could do anything, right? Could you imagine the joyous, the feeling that people are going to have? It's just like, oh my god, we're actually going to be outside. And like WrestleMania 17, for some reason, I watched that back the other day, the intro to that show says, WrestleMania, a celebration of life. I have no idea why 17 has that, but this one certainly could be it. This could be like a really happy moment where like life is somewhat back to normal. Thank God. Oh my God, let's watch wrestling. Make it a massive spectacle. You could probably sell out that Texas Cowboys Stadium that they did the other year. You could actually legitimately sell that out without actually, I don't know, making up the number, because the amount of people that probably would want to actually be there would be unreal. Because the fact is, we've taken a lot of this stuff for granted, and you take it away and then you get it back again. I think people will be more appreciative of it, and people would. You could sell out that stadium easily. There's the amount of people that would want to go and be like, holy crap, we nearly lost this, let's just all go. And I can imagine that would actually happen if you gave the all clear. Maybe for the first few weeks or months people would be a bit scared, and maybe they'd be like, I don't know, maybe coronavirus still exists. And then maybe if there's no like extra cases or something, people would be like, oh my God, let's do this, let's go to WrestleMania. Let's sell out this stadium. The amount of money WWE would make would be astronomical. The fans would be happy. I just don't see why you're forcing this thing with no fans, no atmosphere. Everyone is scared, petrified of the future. Why do this now? It doesn't make any sense. It's just Vince being stubborn, and I just don't get it. Just wait it out. I don't get it. Just wait it out.
Well, I start seeing the chat says Owen Hart died on pay-per-view and it wasn't cancelled. So you have to think, like,
Very
nothing
true.
ever stops the show. The show must go on, even though there's no one there to watch it.
But it doesn't make sense. Even from a financial point of view, it doesn't make
Well,
sense.
this is a billion-dollar company. Like, you think they would be able to take a loss of... Granted, I'm not a businessman. I don't know how money works. I can barely keep track of my own finances. But
think of the
one
money
would
you could
think-
make.
yeah, but one would think they'd be able to survive by showing reruns and everything. They're not doing live shows or anything. They have sponsors. They must have some way of not tanking like WCW did in the next couple of months. There must be some way that they can just not produce content, air reruns of the millions and millions of content that they already have. There must just be some way that they can recoup costs, and yes, if they do what you say, they'd make billions when they return.
An absolute fuck ton of money. Like an amount of money that I can't even imagine. Like
UFC money.
But I mean, but all these events are gonna do insane things. Like even the Premier League here, they're gonna make so much dough. They just have to wait it out. Which is
Can't do that. Have to do it now. Have to have Drew win in front of an empty crowd. Have to have Goldberg stand there with no pyro, yelling.
Why?
Just have to do it now. Have to do it now. Can't do it later. Have to do it now. Because I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. And when I say I want to do things now, we do it now.
But the thing I don't get is he's cancelled the XFL. So he's cancelled. Not even in the first season of this thing. He's cancelled it.
Oh, Vince, you motherfucker. Why?
But the
Why?
The thing is, the NBA is cancelled. The NFL is cancelled. The Premier League is cancelled. La Liga
Well, the
is
NFL
cancelled.
is in off season anyway. Like the NFL isn't actually
Yeah,
on.
I know, but I mean, they're not really doing anything like combines or anything like that. I don't think.
No, they're not really doing.
Anything.
They're all like suspended. If the NBA can do it, if the NBA can fucking take a break, you think wrestling would be able to as well?
Because the thing is, like, I don't get it. You know,
Just have WrestleMania at Christmas, like Stussy says. Just have it at Christmas instead of fucking, I don't know, TLC, whatever December pay-per-view there is instead.
I
But
mean,
then
Christmas Mania.
WrestleMania again in like April.
I mean,
No, ain't nothing gonna mess with their schedule.
It doesn't. But who cares, dude? I would happily, like, literally, people would pay for 2 WrestleManias in the space of 4 months because they will miss wrestling that much. They will literally happily be like, shut up and take my money. I don't care what's on this card. Literally, they'll just be like, just happy that it's back. Happy that it's there. Happy that it exists. Because quite frankly, when you talk to people who like sports and they miss sports, they are literally trying to find anything. Marble racing, I don't know, watching FIFA. Like, literally, I know of people who put on FIFA, watch a FIFA match in a video game, just to watch sports, right?
And get this, I know people that simulate a wrestling show with created characters that bear a striking resemblance to people they know in real life,
right?
And then put that out as an event.
Exactly. So like,
what kind of psychopath does that?
I know, right? They're fucking weird and they're mental and no one really cares. But that's besides the point. I mean, ESPN, I just found out, re-aired WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, they did.
This past week. And it got nearly 1 million viewers.
Literally, you could just...
It got 800,000 plus people, according to this report that I'm reading.
Just put anything on. It doesn't matter.
Even if it's a WrestleMania from 6 years ago. Granted, it's a really good WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's a really good
and
one.
People know that, so they're going to tune in anyway. The point is, airing reruns of old content is not out the window.
No.
And yet, here we are, fucking with 2-night WrestleMania, Gronkowski Mania. Night 1 and Night 2. What kind of world are we living in, man? This is ridiculous.
I feel bad saying cancel wrestling, but
I mean, we've been talking about the idea of him having an off season for years.
This is the perfect time. Why
this
not?
is the time to start it now. But no, they're not going to do that.
Because, like, I mean, I'm no genius, but the wrestlers actually,
definitely not.
Shut up. Touching each other and, like,
touching each other.
I mean, social distancing is a thing, and wrestling takes...
Social distance suplexes.
Wrestling takes social distancing. And literally, and I mean this, just chucks it through a burning table. Like, why, no, stop, please. Stop it. I guess they're getting tested before, I hope, but, I don't know, it just seems daft. It just seems really weird. In a world where we have to, like, say namaste or shake hands with our elbows, which I can say.
Namaste.
And like,
namaste.
Shut up and do some weird.
Is that like the Indian version of a New Day? Namaste.
Is that racist? I don't know.
It's namaste. Yes,
home.
it is. Namaste, home. Hey, Brandon, you want to come out to drink?
Yeah. Namaste.
Home. Yeah. Hey, Andy, you want to go out for drinks?
Cringy.
No.
Namaste, home.
Okay. My point is...
That easy, people.
Just stay inside. That's basically my point. Just stay inside. Don't go outside. Don't be that person.
Don't be that person that's outside.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't
be that person that's inside.
Exactly.
Be inside with us.
Yes. I feel like that's probably a natural conclusion, I think, because as far as we're aware, as of recording right now, WrestleMania is still happening. Why?
They've taped it already, apparently. They've taped some of the high-profile matches, like, today.
They can just ignore that.
Today, March 26th.
Burn the tape. You don't need it.
2020. Yeah, it's fine.
Stupid.
Put it in the vault. But yeah, saying that, it's not like we've got anything better to do now, so expect more content from us. We've got a new Brawl coming out, Super Brawl Safety Dance, Beat the Clock challenges, following an Elimination Chamber. What more could you want? You got memorable faces such as Dragon, Horse, Tony, Dude Man and Man Dude, Ulquan, Bronchirectus, Zubaz. You've got all of our jobbers performing.
Is it bad?
I legit almost started singing Dragon Ball where you said Dragon. I almost said Rock the Dragon.
Is it bad that I sort of want a separate brand of these idiots?
This is the brand. We're on the same brand. We are the brand of idiots, Andy.
No, we're not. We're not like Man Dude and Dude Man or whatever the names are. Which are
They
Man,
are great.
man.
They're probably the greatest tag team since the Davises.
exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just saying. I would
But they're
happily
competing in
watch
Safety
that.
Dance, and you'll be able to watch Safety Dance featuring Dude Man and Man Dude, our new marquee stars, apparently.
Good God Almighty, give them the belts.
I mean, they might have a chance. They might be able to get into the Elimination Chamber. They might be able to conquer Zubaz. You'll find out at Supla Brawl Safety Dance, to be released very soon.
Yes. So at this time, we would like to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for inviting us into your homes, not outside. Don't go outside. If you can still buy things, I don't know. Maybe society's crumbled by the time you listen to this. How is the apocalypse? You can buy our stuff at redbubble.com/people/thesupla. Please buy our shirts. And other items of merchandise. We also have...
Merchandise.
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 No, oh, no.
All merchandise.
No. We also have a Twitter and Facebook. Just search for the Supla. You will find us. What else do we have? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. We have a gaming channel.
I think that's it.
But we don't really use. But we still have content on there. If you get bored...
Yeah, go binge the fucking gaming channel. It's an archive of games where we had a good time when things were simple.
I miss those days.
I miss those days too. Go rewatch them. Super gaming.
And yeah, thank you for being here. Please don't go outside. Stay inside. Whatever's. Just stay inside. I have been staying inside, Andy Kwan.
And this has been non-lethal lockdown, Sam Burks.
I'm just gonna stay in my house. I'm Brendan. I'm gone.
Namaste home.
And yes,
Namaste.
we will. Well, we have nothing else to do, so we. Will,
You'll probably see us next week, hopefully.
maybe tomorrow. No, we'll see. We will see. We will see you next week.
We will see you.
If next week happens and society and life doesn't come to an end, we will see you next week. Because it will be, maybe, I don't know yet, possibly, probably, who knows,
The show.
WrestleMania, and we'll talk about that then. So yeah, until next time, good morrow.
Stay alive.
How do I turn it off again? I
You
forgot.
fucking press stop. You press stop.
Seriously?
It's a little button that says stop.
We can
Press
stop
that
if we
button.
want to. We can leave our friends